I want to go back to Dr. Warmbrand for a minute. He was in the medical profession, obviously. Why doesn't the medical profession traditionally now endorse massage, since that's where it originated?
Well, in 1910, at the end of World War I, was the advent of the injectable. So now the pharmaceutical companies found that we could inject a solution into a muscle and we could relax it. Well, if it took a nurse a half an hour to get rid of a muscle problem and you could inject it in 10 seconds, it became more efficient to inject than to massage. But you know that in the military today they're still teaching massage? It's a very important part of military nurses training.
And that probably has something to do with the stress level also?
Probably the stress level.
Troops?
And also it's something that you can do immediately without any outside help. You don't have to have a drug to do a massage. So if somebody has a muscle cramp or a tear or a pain, oftentimes you can just increase circulation because, again, pain comes from a lack of oxygen. And where does oxygen come from? It comes from the blood. So if you can get the blood flowing back in an area, then the pain goes away.
Let's go back just for a minute. We're talking about the ability to maybe decrease our visits and our frequency into our doctor's office. But you're not saying that to eliminate the doctor out of your life altogether, but there are certain things that we can do, and you still endorse doctor visits, correct?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we have the best trauma care in the whole world. There's nobody that has trauma care like the United States of America. Because if I break a rib, I want to run to those guys and have them fix it. In fact, I broke some ribs years ago, and within just a few minutes, they had everything back where it belonged, and I was getting better. If I break an arm, I want them to go fix it. But when it comes to disease, I don't want somebody delivering symptom care to me. I want to get rid of the cause of the problem.
In symptom care, when I turn on the television now, it seems like there's just a proliferation of drug manufacturers advertising a drug for this, a drug for that, and they're really targeting at the potential user, like myself or yourself. And so, and that bothers me some. It really does. It's just getting worse and worse.
Yes. Well, if you turn on the nightly news, and we're on a news program right now, so we both understand this, all of the best spots at night are bought by pharmaceutical companies. And they romance taking a drug. But at the end of every ad, there's a little thing where you might die of a heart attack, you might die of a stroke, this might ruin your kidneys, this might kill your liver. Well, every pharmaceutical product has to have a kill rate, which means anything that the FDA can regulate has to kill a certain number of people per 100,000 people that take the drug. It's like playing Russian roulette. So as for me and my family, I would rather fix it a natural way if I could, and if I can't, obviously, they're another source of repair for my system.
So here's our chance to really take responsibility for our own wellness and well-being.
Well, that's really the key. We should be responsible for our own health. I mean, we have a value for ourselves. Think about our spouse or our kids. I mean, our kids are important to us. So are we going to go ask some person outside of the family, just because he has a degree and a higher education, what to do when maybe we could find the answer ourselves?
Let's specifically talk about some of the very most common pain problems that someone like myself or one of our viewers might be suffering from that this would really be appropriate for.
Okay. Well, just let's think about feet. I mean, it's important. We walk on our feet all day long, they get sore at night. So if you go to DVD number 8, we teach you how to rub the feet, and I'm not going to call it massage anymore. I'm going to call it rubbing, because that's really what it is. You learn how to rub the muscles of the feet, and the feet relax. Well, it doesn't take very long, and it's very soothing and feels great. Well, let me tell you a story. But I was down in Birmingham, Alabama, and I do a lot of real estate investment. I was down there with a friend, and she does investment also, and her husband's the next NFL player. Well, he came walking into the room with a cast on his leg, and I looked up and I said, "Hey, I can fix that for you." And he was going to have an operation that Friday. This was Monday. I'm sorry, that following Saturday. And I said, "Well, let me fix it for you." And he looked at me like, "Yeah, right. Who are you?" And I said, "Give me 20 minutes in my hotel room, and if it's not better, I'm a liar." So he came up to my room. I worked for 20 minutes on his calf, because that's where the problem was. It really wasn't his foot. And, you know, people, if you don't know that, you don't know that. But I teach you that on tape number 13. And so if I fixed it for him in 20 minutes, he left. I said, "I have to have you back one more time." I was there 3 days. At 5 o'clock in the morning, before I left at 7, he came to my hotel room. I worked on him again for half an hour. That was almost a year ago. No operation, no pain. He feels better than he's ever felt. Now, that's understanding what the problem is and fixing the problem, not treating the symptom.
Imagine one remedy for the everyday stresses in life. Sore muscles from household chores, aches and pains from being too active in weekend recreation, tension on the job. Your family can feel a whole lot better as you relieve the stresses of living and at the same time improve muscle tone, joint movement, and circulation.
Health benefits for massage, great things are relaxation, because we live in a world today where there's just so much stress involved. To come home and have someone work on you just to reduce that stress and just get the muscles to loosen up, get that tension to kind of go away, is one of the best things that anybody could really experience. Just getting all the blood and oxygen flowing through there just makes the body a little bit happier and just kind of relaxes the mind, is what we all really need these days.
This massage course in particular teaches you not only how to work on other people, but how to work on yourself, and how to work on your family, how to work on your coworkers. If someone has a headache and they can't produce, you can rub their neck and shoulders, and you know specifically what to work on to make a difference for them.
The concepts, the value, the principles, the methods were all followed in a consistent pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go back this way, whatever. They made it so easy and simple that when you follow the tapes, it just starts flowing together.
Learn how to rub away headaches, back and shoulder pain, leg and foot pain. Imagine how much better your family can feel the natural way.
It feels really good.
Range of motion is much better?
Yes. Yeah, it really helps.
Good.
Will, you mentioned that there are two basic things that massage does. That's increase circulation and flexibility. Really, this isn't that complex. It sounds like someone like me, if they study the course, can achieve these results.
Well, you know, the youngest person I've ever trained was 6, and he does really well. And if somebody didn't get what I'm teaching, I would feel like an abject failure. So I've made it very simple. In fact, I've trained over 900 people.
You know, I think this would be a really good time to hear from some of those people.
I see massage as an empowerment tool. It's an ability for one to take care of oneself and one's family. To be able to fix something, my child comes in and has hurt himself, and I have a way to attend to that and not have to run out to the doctor, is extremely empowering. I have a way of nurturing my family and friends, whomever. If one of my family members is ill, it is a way to provide comfort and relief, especially for someone who is bedridden.
And the face is just, it's just like any other part of the body. It has muscle in it as well. And being able to, watch these DVDs, I can apply some of the techniques just by massaging up underneath of my cheekbones where, pressure can build up, or over and under the eye sinus cavities where just using a little bit of pressure and going in small circles around that muscle and moving all the way around the eye and then over top, you'd be amazed at the amount of kind of squishy feeling that you feel in that eye because of pollen content or whatever, that once you apply these techniques and again open those muscles up, it just relieves all of that pressure that can be built up simply by allergies and sinus conditions.
You hear people complain about it aching, or my head hurts, or my hip hurts, or my leg hurts, and you're like, hey, I can help you. So that to have that knowledge is definitely empowering.
It's very simple. It's not hard. I think what's more important is that there's a benefit out of this. There's a healing benefit, as also a nurturing benefit.
The types of moves are very, very easy. At least to me, they were easy to see Mr. Green do on the videotape and to do on the people I've been working on.